Hi everyone, how are you all? Hope all of you are doing good at home. Let us see what is the topic for today. Here comes a new topic, variation and selection. It's a very short topic but it is important. So, let us start with the definition of variation. Variation is a change or slight difference in condition, amount or level, typically within certain limits. So, in our biology, any difference between cells, individual organisms, or group of organisms of any species caused either by genetic difference can be referred as genotypic variation, or when it comes by the effect of environmental factors on the expression of genetic potentials, that means the external features, we can refer or we can call it as phenotypic variation. What are the types of variation? Continuous variation and discontinuous variation. In the continuous variation, the variation results in a range of phenotypes between two extremes. Between two extremes, remember the term. For example, height in humans and hair color. There are lots of examples. For example, body mass, then body skin tone, etc. etc. So you just imagine how it differs among the students in a class itself. Next is discontinuous variation. Discontinuous variation results in a limited number of phenotypes with no intermediates. I repeat, with no intermediates. For example, tongue rolling. Then ABO blood group. ABO blood group means either it can be A, B, AB or O blood group only. No other blood group types. Then next term, natural selection. Natural selection is a mechanism of evolution by which individuals are better adapted to their environment, tend to survive, reproduce successfully, and pass on their alleles. And it is a process by which heritable traits increases an organism's chance of survival and reproduction. These traits are favored than less beneficial traits, originally proposed by Charles Darwin. This theory is proposed by Charles Darwin. Natural selection is a process that results in the evolution of organism. So, the last sentence, natural selection is the process that results in the evolution of organisms. Why genetic variation is so important in selection? Genetic variation provides the raw materials on which natural selection can act. Variation within a population means that some individuals have features that give them an advantage over other members of that population. So, which will lead to the survival of fittest. We can see it again. Here comes the examples for natural selection. Say it. The first one. Each species saw variation. You can see the difference between two giraffes. Then, number two. There's a competition. There's a competition in each species for food, living space, water, and for the mates. Then third one. The better adapted members of this species are more likely to survive. And this process is known as survival of the fittest. It's very important. So better adapted members are more likely to survive in the ecosystem or in the environment or in the habitat. And this process is known as survival of the fittest. And these survivors will pass on their better genes to their offspring, who will also show this beneficial variation. And this process is together known as natural selection. And here you can see the first one, variation, two different types of butterflies. First one is yellow and second one is brown. This is an example of genetic variation. So, this genetic variation within a population which can be inherited. Then number two, you can see how the competition comes. Overproduction of offsprings lead to competition for survival. See, the yellow one produces their offsprings and the brown one produces their offsprings. And here comes the survival for fittest. That means which one will have more adaptation to survive in the environment will survive than the others. And as a result, more brown will be there in the environment. See, then very few yellow one Hope you understood the difference between yellow and brown. Here comes the yellow as the blue and yellow. Then here comes the brown as pure brown. And here comes the less number in the yellow and more number in brown. And as a result, more brown butterflies will be there, adapted for the environment. This is the topic for today. And for the further information, you can read the textbook. Thank you.